Hey everybody, how everybody doing tonight? Hey
Hey,
ladies,
hey Dre, hey
What
Tawana.
up?
what
What's
up?
up?
How are y'all?
We
I'm
doing
doing all
good.
right. I'm
Good.
doing all right.
Hectic out.
Andrea been busy.
Yeah,
Your baby got her cast on, purple and glitter.
my daughter broke her arm, so she had surgery
Oh,
Thursday. So, she got a cast, and so we're good. Life is
oh,
she's good now. And how
I'm
you
good.
been? How's you been doing, Tawana?
Me,
Yeah.
girl, y'all know my life is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got 3 kids. I don't know what I'm gonna do with 4. It's like, what the hell am I gonna do with another kid? I'm like,
Savoring those
I'm like
last
Ike.
days.
I'm like Ike when he was standing on the stairs. What am I gonna do with one more kid?
That's
What
a
am I doing
good
with
one.
all the kids?
What am
Like
I
he
doing,
was
Momo?
mad. He was mad when she dropped the babies off.
He
Like this one,
was.
that's how
He
I feel.
was.
Like I'm having an Ike moment.
How you
More
doing,
love, more love.
More love, yes.
Yes.
Just
How you
busy
doing,
as
Erica?
always.
Erica, how you doing?
Been doing good. I had the grandbaby's birthday this past weekend. She turned 4.
Okay.
They get big so fast.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do. They
yeah.
do.
You
Before
So
you
know,
know it.
Erica and Safaree's divorce is final now. So what y'all think about them being divorced and everything's over with?
They should
You know,
never got married.
me too. I just feel like the thrill is over. The thrill is over. She done with him. He done with her. They just formality and blah blah blah. I just didn't feel like he took marriage seriously. Then they had 2 kids.
I agree with that.
He
Yeah.
just he didn't think. I mean, she has a child before. She has a son. I think
Yes,
13 or 14. So she know what it is to
she
be a
does.
mother.
Uh
So
huh.
I didn't. He didn't underestimate. Baby. You can go in pre-labor. You can go in premature. It's like he didn't really. He still want to be a child instead of being a grown adult.
Yeah,
And
he
so
was like more upset that he wasn't able to kind of just have fun, stay out late,
yeah,
go. Like
Right.
he was really upset about that. And he was just like, I feel like I'm in jail. Like
yeah,
he really did not adjust well to the married life. That
yeah,
wasn't
No.
what he
And I
wanted.
think it was a lot too. I think they got married and had kids rather quickly. And
Yes.
yes,
so I think too that it's like it probably I think because they did really good when they were just dating, right?
Hmm.
She went
Hmm.
everywhere with him and they did everything
She was in the
together.
party
But
scene
like
with him.
right. But like Andrea said, she's been a mom before. So she
yeah,
knows what's required and what it takes, especially when they're little and they're small. And
Hmm.
so she went into motherhood, I believe, with that mindset, but he didn't have a clue on how that was going to change their lives and the dynamic of what
Right.
they already had. I think those dynamics was just too much.
Yeah.
I do think this time around her motherhood was different because she doesn't have custody of her son. And so I do think
I
she
didn't know
doesn't
she
have
did that.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
She
never
don't
had
have
custody. She never had custody of
Oh,
her child.
what?
No, no.
Oh,
So
didn't know
she
that.
Okay. I thought he was living with her mom or something.
no, he lives with his father. She lost custody of him. Okay, and
Mm,
so she never had custody of her son. So I
okay.
think this time around, why motherhood was so important to her because this time
She took it serious.
serious. She has it full time, and like she was able to do whatever she wanted when she didn't have her son. So what I
Right.
said was, I think that's why it was a little different for her. And what I say
Mm,
when I say BB King, if the thrill is gone, it's like when they was dating and married, but now you got kids, so you got
right.
a child who's premature, a son who's premature. So it's like he didn't take it seriously, and he still be out there doing dumb shit. So
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
Erica, she
Right.
completely changed. I was
yeah,
like, I
She
was
did.
actually shocked how she matured. She stepped up. She wanted to, have a family and take care of the kids. And her priorities shifted and Safaree's didn't.
no.
Safari
Right.
still, his priorities was still kicking in, hanging out, wanting to drink, wanting to get drunk. And she was kind of like, we have children now. And now we have 2.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, just the disappointment on his face when he found out she was pregnant with the second baby. He treated her terribly. I mean, he was not happy,
Yeah.
like you said, at all. So
No.
it was time for her to end that relationship. So I know that she got like a small child support settlement. And I say small because I mean $4,000
Considering. Right.
depending
Well,
on
you live
what.
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
If it was in California, it would be a little more higher. But
Ah,
in
they live in
Atlanta,
Atlanta.
it's cost of living, because I guarantee he would have paid more in California, but she lived in
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, so that's why he was able to pay that much money. But that's
Mm.
still,
Maybe.
I mean, I had a conversation with my son about it, and he was like, "That's still a good money for 2 kids, mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
For 2 kids,
She can pay her mortgage and then whatever other making money she makes, she just,
Right. And it's probably too because she makes her own money as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
She has a nice income herself. I mean, as far as the show goes, I'm sure she makes more than he does.
Yeah, because she's been on a
because
long
she's
time.
been on much, much longer.
Yeah,
than
but
him.
he didn't move his way around.
Right, he got his
TV.
yes, and two, he got his music and stuff, because that's really what had him out all night. Is
Yeah.
that he started getting more famous, and I
Yeah.
feel like he got that fame,
Yeah.
and he wasn't hiding behind someone else anymore, and it's just gone to his head.
If you can't keep someone in a marriage if they don't want to be, marriage
No.
is hard enough.
He didn't want to make it. She tried on that
Right.
couples bullshit, and he still was out there doing dumb shit and lying
Right.
about it too.
Yes.
So
He was.
like, it comes to a point is, you ain't gonna be here. We got this big house, because this time she's selling the house now. I hate this get on my nerves. I'm just over him. I'm just really over him.
Yeah, I mean, what she was going through when I saw how he was treating her, I'm like, this is crazy.
Like, you putting up with this girl?
That's crazy. I mean, she's vocal. She fights back. She's not.
Yes.
She don't just take it laying down. But it's just the fact that she got to go through that. He stressed her out during her pregnancy and stuff. I mean, he wasn't a good partner.
No, he wasn't.
Sometimes you can't force people to stay in a marriage with you, make it work. It takes two people, and he wasn't willing to do the work. You can tell.
And you can't force somebody to be no damn daddy either. No, pay your child support, go on and just give her money and keep it moving.
Right.
And see your kids when the court order say you see your kids.
That's right.
Let's go on.
Right. And he needs to let it just be over. When it's over and you then went through the whole motions of going to divorce lawyers and going to court and all of that, and we got the papers in front of us. Now is not the time to rehash things and talk about this and that. It's like, if anything, to me, I would be like, just say your apologies and let's go on to get into the part of it where we need to be friends, because we still have to co-parent these kids.
Right.
Yes. And we want them to be able to see us have the best relationship that we could possibly have, even though we're no longer married. And I feel like he's making it harder because he want to keep playing games. Yeah. It's like you didn't already did the dirt. We didn't already got to the point where we getting a divorce, and now you want to sit on my couch and have some tears.
Dude, say them.
The confusion on her face was like,
I'm sorry, they was both acting for me. I'm sorry.
What?
Like she been on Love and Hip Hop a minute. She know how to act too. They was both acting. I'm sorry, but for me,
you saw how they were going back and forth on social media. Right. I mean, he was supposedly sleeping with somebody, but he really had just kind of hooked up with Erica Mena, so she was exposing the text messages that she had just received from Safaree, where he was like asking her to work it out and want his family back and all this other stuff. And then next thing you know, he with this woman, and so she was kind of going back and forth with the woman too. And I'm like, Erica is so messy even off of reality TV. She just,
it's like they do it for the gram. They do it. It's like they do it for the gram.
I thought they was hyping up for the new season of Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah. Because I mean, listen, because you're right. It was before the
new season.
When they were going back and forth and all of that drama, and I'm like, really, what is going on here? Y'all want
this cannot be your real life.
Just divorce. Y'all ready to divorce? It's
Get it done.
It is what it is. So
I was thinking they need to figure out how. I mean, they got it done pretty quick. I mean, it's 2 years. They was married, had 2 kids, and divorced.
Yeah,
done. Lickety split. They need to give Ray and Princess
some
advice on how to cut ties. Cut it. Just cut it.
do Hit It and Quit It. Yeah, what y'all think about Love and Lockup?
Love After Lockup.
I'm Lockup.
Oh yeah, you've
So
been watching that, Tawana.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it's really good this season. I mean, listen, the man who his name is Sean. I don't know if y'all remember Sean, but he was like he had a woman, Destiny, that he proposed to last season, and then she played him and got married to a whole nother man. She was literally just using him for his money. So then he called the other woman that he was talking to in prison, and so that's the woman he married this season. He was talking to her.
Oh.
And he had to tell her that he proposed to another woman and all this other stuff. But the thing with Sean is he lied about his age. He told her he was 36. He's really 45. He has 6 children already. And he has 6 children with a woman. He never married her. And so now he's marrying Sarah, which is the new woman that he's with. And then she's pregnant. So he's about to have 7 children. But
the girl from jail is pregnant.
The girl from jail is pregnant. She's doing the shotgun wedding where she's pregnant, walking down the aisle, which is fine. But he proposed to her before he found out she was pregnant. So she got pregnant in the process of planning her wedding, etc. And there's just so much going on with that story. And
that's a lot.
It's just other little crazy stories going on with Love After Lockup, but it is really good.
So that's a hit it. That's a hit it for you.
That is a hit it. Like you can binge it now because it's been on for several episodes, and so it's just kind of like one of them shows where you got to start from the beginning because you got to know the context and what's going on and the build up. But it's a lot going on in this episode because Marcelino and his wife, and I forgot her name, but they really had a really good marriage, but you see it falling apart in the season. And I'm like, oh my God, because everybody was rooting for them. But what happened is last season, she kind of opened up their marriage and they had a threesome. And he didn't want to have the threesome. Even last season, he did not want to have the threesome. So then this year, you see the impacts of them having a threesome and how it's affecting their marriage. And they have children, and it's a lot going on with them.
That is what Robin Thicke had a threesome, and she lost her husband.
Keisha Cole's sister.
Yeah, I mean,
Neffy.
Said lost her husband to her cousin
because you find out he was reaching out to the woman he had the threesome with, which is her friend, which is a good friend of hers. And so her friend didn't tell her, like, your husband reaching out to me until it was too late. Once she finally told her, she wasn't having it. She was like, so why haven't you been told me this? Now remember, the wife, Marcelino, ain't the one that went to prison. It's the wife that went to prison. So she is she's a roughneck. Okay?
Right.
So she went up to that girl and was like, really? You ain't told me you texting my husband?
She about to get these hands.
Baby, I was like, I'm talking about she went straight for her. I mean, it wasn't no talking. I'm like, yeah, this was real because she did not play no games. She's like, stop lying. And then she just looked at her like, you lying though. Like, I know you're lying about what you're saying. Next thing you know, baby. Bah! I was like, oh, wait a minute. Where did it come from?
Wow. They did fight.
I mean, it wasn't no fight. She knocked her
out.
That's it. That's all that happened.
Out.
That's all that happened.
That's it. Canceled.
There's so much going on this season that all the couples are going through some craziness. I mean,
oh my gosh.
They have Deontay back. That black guy who only dates women of no color. I won't say what the color. He's
a nice way to put that.
Of no color. And all of the women of no color, they know that he's a sucker. So they get him and then they're using him. He goes into debt for these women. And so his mother, I love his mom because she's always like trying to talk some sense into him, but he don't catch on.
Right.
So now he's with a new woman that was in prison. She was a scam artist. She was last season. She was with an older man that she tried to scam. Now she with Deontay, but they just trying to really just keep themselves on the show. You know how that go.
Right.
And I feel like he's getting played again, but he is in denial. He thinks she love him. So
I
it's
don't
just so
even
much
understand
going
how
on.
they get themselves in these situations
He can only date
where
white
you're
women from
dating
prison.
people from prison.
Girl,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
dating apps. I
can't
didn't
find
realize
nobody.
that.
it's dating apps.
That are
He can't,
dedicated to dating inmates.
he
You
can't
can
find nobody
look.
out on the outside, not in prison. I'm confused.
Listen. I don't think he will find him a woman of no color on the outside. I don't think women would listen. I think they just those women are scamming him. They're literally using him for his resources, and he goes into debt, giving them whatever they want, whatever they want.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he's spending all kinds of money. Credit is shot. So he's been kind of just doing some stuff. But that show, it is a hit. It is a hit it, y'all. Y'all gotta watch it, binge watch
Okay.
it. Mm-hmm.
What do
Mm-hmm.
y'all think about what Mario said?
Oh, the Breakfast Club.
Give me a rundown. What happened with Amarion? Okay, he about to play it. All right.
So he made that choice, and I don't think it was a smart choice.
What about her? Did you ever feel like why are you doing this?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I asked that question, many times. Because I can't put, for the sake, you know, understand. From her perspective, someone that's hurt, you know what I'm saying? Hurt people, you know what I mean? And some people just take it to another level, you know what I mean? And she definitely took it to a whole nother level, you know what I mean?
And I remember us having that conversation here, and I said, well, I don't know if Omarion and Fizz are close. They might not be close.
But like I
Right.
said,
So in his mind, that might not be a violation.
Doesn't matter.
But for her,
Right.
clearly y'all
Violation.
had a relationship. Y'all were
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that's around me, you know what I mean? Anybody that I invite into my space, you know what I mean? I'm obviously comfortable with them, you know what I mean? So, you know, to say that we ain't close, you know what I'm saying? Because this was like early on, and early on, when I, invited, and this probably the last time I'll speak about this, you know what I'm saying?
I saw you do your breathing exercise as you were talking. I saw it.
You were asking, he was doing the
I saw it.
Yeah. It's probably last time I speak about
It's
this,
the only
but
time I heard you ever speak about it.
yeah, you know what I mean? But when me and Fizz linked back up, you know, it was like definitely some synergy, you know what I'm saying? Like he was definitely in a different, personality, you know what I'm saying? I would say that he was more like humble, he needed something, you know what I'm saying? So, when we was hanging out, that's what the vibe was, you know what I mean? We were going on bike rides. We was really essentially getting back to a new level, of brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? And there was times that he came over, you know what I mean? And he was dealing with other girls, and he came over while me and April were in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? His invitation, to be on Love and Hip Hop, like all of that, you know what I mean? So that's why I said it turned up my father, because I knew that it was intentional, you know what I mean? And it was just like, why are you doing that though, bro? Like, what do you get from this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you think you won a contest or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you did was destroy something, that, one apology, you know what I mean, is not enough.
Okay, so do y'all care? Because I don't.
Okay, so I agree with you. By the time,
Because why I say I don't give a damn? Because they both trifling, April and Fizz. So what you expect from both of them? I mean, what do you expect, Mario? What did you expect? Can you turn a hoe into a housewife?
you think that's how you felt about April?
I
Yeah.
couldn't stand her ass. Opportunist.
Really?
Call it what you want. She's still an opportunist.
Before she was with Omarion, I didn't never know her to be with nobody else. That was, I mean, maybe she might be now.
Why do you think Ice Cube? I'm not Ice Cube. Dr. Dre's wife was filing for the poor because she said he was over there putting April up in the hotel, buying her a car, and all that dumb shit.
That was April.
Yeah, it was April.
Oh yeah, but that was after her and Omarion though.
And so she's still an opportunist.
I mean, I felt like when they were together, I never really like I don't know. She didn't appear happy in the relationship, even when they was on camera. When
No,
Omarion
she
and her was
did.
on Love and
I
Hip Hop,
agree.
he's very controlling. But he's very controlling. When
He
she
was
was having a
controlling.
baby, he didn't want her to have no epidural. He wanted her to have the home. She did everything that he asked for, and I remember her being like, like she just wanted to have a deeper relationship with him and spend more time with
Yeah,
him, and
he
him to
wouldn't
be,
give it
and
to her.
he wouldn't give it to her.
No.
So my point is this is that's why I don't like Mario either. I don't like all three of their asses. Keep it 100. But the thing is, I'm just gonna say it. The thing is, he get on my fucking nerves too because he a little narcissistic. But
he is.
Was you and Fizz really motherfucking friends? I think folks get it twisted. I'm working with you, or I'm your bandmate, but we ain't motherfucking friends.
Yeah.
Well, what's his name? Well, he said that. I
don't think they were friends, right? I don't think they were friends.
But I do understand what he's saying though when he in the clip when he's saying he came to our house. Like when he was having issues in his own relationships or with his son's mother, he would come to our house when me and April were in a relationship as like the third wheel and discuss his problems.
Yeah,
and like
he cleared that up. Yeah,
right. Like what it is that he was friends with both of them during a certain amount of time that they were together. So that's what made Omarion uncomfortable. And also what made him uncomfortable is that it's like, I don't know, it's like April is to me is the bigger violator.
Yes.
My thing is this. If you're a coworker, you can't date my ex either. Like, what do you mean? I feel like depending on especially how close of a coworker, because you're in a band together, you've been to my house, you
still got to work together.
Like you should not be dating nobody that I was intimate with or dealing with at all. And
we still got to work together.
Disrespectful. So I understand exactly where
you holding little Fizz accountable, but hold your motherfucking baby mama accountable. How about that?
Yeah.
Hold her, because you ain't got no kids with little Fizz. That's your teammate. That's
he did say that their relationship is ruined. I mean, they don't really have a relationship because of that.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, I think that they just kind of have to co-parent, but I don't think that they have the relationship that he would want to have with her, because that was like below the belt. I mean, you can move on with all these other dudes that is not in his circle, but somebody that he literally was in a band with, and
it's just too close. It was just too close to home.
It was too close.
Too close.
She knew it, and then she didn't give a damn. And I'm just like, do I care? No, I don't. I don't care for April. I don't care for Lil Fizz.
I mean, I feel like Lil Fizz already talked about kind of how he slept with somebody else that Omarion was.
Yes, that's what Lil Fizz said. So they all
have a history.
They got a history of swapping.
Yeah, so I think he slept with a girl that was a dancer that they were all like that. Omarion was kind of like feeling that was his chick or whatever, and then next thing you know, Fizz slept with her, and so that already had put a little bad taste in old mouth, and then now you go after his baby mama. So I think he felt like, okay, you just doing this on purpose. You want to come.
You start being like, we cool, but I can't never bring my girls around you, because every time I bring somebody around you, when things ain't going right with us, they end up with you.
Cool with you on that. I think that, like Andrea said, it's kind of like whatever. I mean,
it is kind of like whatever.
They still acting like high school kids. I don't know. It's just a weird dynamic.
I just say childish, and I'm like, April is the culprit in this situation. She's the trifling one.
Well, no.
I mean, April had moved on. She didn't even really talk about it that much, and she had moved on. She in a great relationship with Tay Diggs now. They having a good time and having fun and enjoying each other's company. And I think in the end, everybody would look back and reflect that as messy as it could have been, it was probably all for the best for all three of them, because I feel like I could clearly see she wasn't happy in the relationship with Omarion.
Yeah.
And and I don't know what Fizz was seemed like it was a rebound and bad judgment on both their parts.
And and to get under Monique's skin too. Let's be honest and tell the truth.
Yeah.
To get under Monique, yeah.
Yeah, so
Monique needs to move on. Fizz ain't been checking for her since they baby was a baby. Okay, so
I
I'm
just
her.
said he did that shit to irritate her while they was on the show. I mean,
No, because Monique, she is insane. They have
She
not been
touched.
together in
She
years.
touched.
he picked her to have a baby with. So you keep the insane baby
That's
mama.
true. That's true.
That's true.
I mean, but he do have custody of the baby because she
He does
is
because
crazy.
her mama said she's a little touched.
She touched. I mean,
Yes.
she
Yeah.
can't have custody of her son. I mean, so I'm not saying that she hasn't changed and healed and worked on whatever issues she had, but she was still tripping. I'm like, you and Fizz are not together at all.
You
like,
in your own relationships.
yeah,
Why
like,
you even care?
if they don't have, it was nothing going on. I mean, even she admitted to that with that. So I just feel like that they don't really have a leg to stand on. April was not her friend or was not in a band with her. They did not know each other. He knew and was saying like they were doing stuff together, going out. Like even if y'all wasn't friends, it was close enough for you.
It was close enough to for
like,
that to be off limits.
Yeah,
no, agreed. I agree.
There we go again. So
I'm dragging my coworker, dragging her ass. You that
close?
close? Oh, bitch, I'm losing my job today because I'm dragging you right in the office.
Especially if the person, like, if you know, like, if you didn't seen that ex when we was together and he was dropping me off at work or picking me up for lunch or sending me flowers, that mean you have personal knowledge.
Yeah,
right.
You ain't my friend.
But now you my coworker.
Okay, we're gonna see.
Right.
we gonna see. Yeah. I ain't playing.
About Tim from Sweetie Pies. He's been charged with murder.
Good.
All counts.
Okay. Finally,
the verdict.
The verdict is in. Guilty on all counts.
I can't hear it though.
Can't hear it.
Known for appearing on the reality series.
That's he actually murdered his nephew, right? I mean,
Andre.
Well, paid somebody.
He paid somebody. He paid someone. Which, I mean, to me, it's just the same thing. You might
she be in the courtroom supporting her son, the only one living.
Got insurance on him and everything.
Yeah. Don't be living. He gonna die. Miss Bobby gonna die before he gets out of prison because he gonna be there for the rest of his life. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he never getting out.
Yeah.
This murder for hire plot. It's so sad.
I mean, just so sad, especially because Tim already served time in prison.
Yeah, he did.
Right. And then you had a mother who held it down and had businesses and everything for you to kind of integrate yourself into when you got out. And she didn't have to pull him in.
He got the value.
He then used a paramour to locate Mr. Montgomery and a co-defendant to fatally shoot and kill him. Within days of his nephew's murder, Mr. Norman started the process of getting the insurance company to pay the claim.
Tim, as I was just saying, is extremely strong and optimistic. I know it hurts to the bottom of his soul, but I think he remains optimistic like we do that we can undo this by way of post-trial motions and or on appeal.
And we know Norman's sentencing is scheduled for December. He's facing up to life in prison. And as you heard Norman's lawyer just say, they're not done with this case. And they tell me that they do plan on appealing this.
You know what? I Miss Robbie, I know that's your son, and Lord forgive me. I hope I don't never be in the same position as you. But let me tell you something. It ain't no way in hell that I'm gonna be supporting my son if he kills my grandson. I'm gonna have to, but baby, you're gonna have to do your time by yourself.
Yep.
I don't even know what to say about that.
This is where you cross the line for me. I'm sorry. This is where Miss Robbie's only grandson from her first son
that already passed away.
So I'm just sorry. I couldn't as a mother of 4 kids, I couldn't forgive my son. I can Lord would give me that. I hope I can rest my soul and try to forgive, but it would take a whole lot of stuff. I ain't sending no money in prison. I ain't putting on no damn books. I ain't coming to visit your ass.
Right.
How about that?
And I might would be like, okay, you forgive him and move on, but I can't deal with you. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be at the trial. I'm not gonna be, like you said, I'm not gonna be putting money on your books. Like, you made this bed, you lie in it. I helped you before. You went to prison before. You got out. I still had your back. I still did my mama thing. But now you didn't brought the mentality home. Now you didn't came inside the sanctity of our family unit and killed somebody, like a nephew.
Yeah, I mean,
like that boy supposed to be like your son, Tim. I mean, for Tim, that's like he really did. And like Andrea was saying at that time that we didn't know if his mama was gonna be next.
Yeah. It was a $450,000 policy that he took out on his nephew, and he expected to cash in on it. He tried to cash in on it 4 days after he was tragically murdered. And then not only that, he had a woman lure him right to the spot, right? So that woman was also involved in this murder for hire plot. He really went far.
I know Miss Bobby is Tim's mother, and I know she's Levery. But what about Andre's mother? Did anybody think about her?
Yes, right. She hasn't said anything publicly, has
she? She hasn't, and that's her only son. So I just want to know how everybody's on Miss Robbie. Miss Robbie, what about Andre's mother? Andre had a mother too. Okay,
right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
How she feels. Yeah, like Miss Robbie's position was that she believed her son was innocent. I'm like, you can't possibly think that. I know.
Right. She really wants to think that.
Yeah, the writing is on the wall. I mean, it's clear of his position and his role in this whole thing. And he was the mastermind behind it. But for her, it was like
as a mother, she just does not want to believe that he was capable.
To accept that he had done that to her grandson. And she said, I mean, obviously she was mourning her grandson, but she was saying that she's always going to support her son and she's always going to have his back. So,
and that's the problem. That's still a problem I have, because Tim's going to be there eating in jail good because his mom going to support him.
Yeah.
Somebody doing life, killing a child.
Now even his son don't have a father.
His son, he wasn't even, Andre wasn't even 25 yet.
Yeah. Yeah. That poor baby came there just to get his life on track, and his uncle was supposed to be helping him, and all this while he was really just trying to get this insurance money and get his own and open up his own sweetie pies. He was trying to take the franchise.
He was trying to get the LA one. He was trying to start that one in LA, remember?
Yep. He was
he was signing contract behind his mama back anyway.
Yep. He was.
How she knows what her son is, and I think that she just love her son, y'all. She love him, and she's gonna support him. And it's a lot of women who do that, that.
I mean, so I can't imagine. I can empathize, but I can't imagine, because it might kill her to have to reconcile that in her mind that her son actually did that.
Andre's mother. Call Andre's mother. That's who I want to hear from. I don't want to hear from Miss Robbie. I want to hear from Andre's mother.
Too. How does she feel? I know she feels good about this guilty verdict, though, because thank God, that he was found guilty. I mean, I know that the evidence was stacked against him. I didn't think it was any other way out, but
but still,
yeah. I mean, he was doing some crazy stuff, because he was stalking Jennifer from basketball.
Right.
Yeah. So he
weirdo with big hips
doing some weirdo stuff. So he ain't.
Now he can do the rest of his weirdo stuff in prison for the rest of his life.
Yes. Put him in jail where he belongs.
Exactly.
How was Chicago Black Ink? Because, Van came home and, it was some, and Don has a baby mama. The child lives in Dallas.
Yes.
And he's not answering the phone. Can't get to his daughter. So he's gonna have to take a trip down there. So how was it?
I mean, I loved seeing this episode. I love me some Black Ink Chicago, because I just like to see them from Chicago. So I mean, that whole, honestly, I forgot that Dawn had an older child because
No, I knew he had a child.
I know, but I didn't. They don't talk about her.
They don't talk about it that much.
Her is often because of his kids with
his wife.
And so that's what you see there on the show, and you see that all the time. And so there's a dynamic there, and he's like basically saying, you know, she doesn't listen to him. It's hard to kind of co-parent or parent her when she lives in a totally different state. So he's gonna fly out there, and I thought that was good. I thought that was admirable.
I thought that was great.
And Ford was like, "Well, I'm gonna go with you," you know.
Yeah, because he's going to go see his son. I think his ex-girlfriend is out there too.
Okay, he got an ex-girlfriend out there, right? Oh, okay.
You remember she was pregnant? Remember the girl who was pregnant like a season or two ago?
Out there because he
lost that child.
Yeah, and she lost that child.
Right? Ford.
I thought he. I thought
Ford
he had.
He only got the one. That's his only child.
The one child. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they live out in Texas too, because he was saying he was gonna work and you know, go out there too and see a kid. I think.
So she moved out of the house because Ford baby mama was living in Chicago and he was paying for her to stay there. But then they got into it last week, and he was like, well, if you ain't gonna listen to me, then get the fuck out my house. And so he kind of threatened her, and she was like, how can he threaten me to tell me to leave? And I got his son, you know, he's been paying the bills wherever she's staying in Chicago right now. So maybe she moved back home because of that threat, because he kind of was like upset because she brought another man to his party. Now that was a little crossing the line for me. She said that the man was a friend and not someone she was intimate or dating. But at the party, she was real chummy with him.
And was she trying to imply that to make Ford jealous?
It was a lingerie party, so she had lingerie on. She all laughing at this man, and the man
she was being messy.
He was very handsome. And then Ford was flirting before that, but then when he saw that, it kind of blew him his whole night. And she was late as well. So Ford
she made an entrance.
So Ford confronted her, and he's like, look, what the hell are you doing? Like, why would you bring someone else to my party? It's disrespectful. And so they were talking, they got into it, and I mean, they yelling, and she's like, oh, it's okay for you to flirt, but it ain't okay for me.
At the party?
So she's playing tit for tat. Ford's like, look, this was my party. This was my night. You didn't have to bring no date there. We know we're not together. We know we separated, but you know, why do you know, that's disrespectful. And she was just kind of like, oh, you get to flirt and do everything, and I can't, you know, do whatever. So she playing this tit for tat game with him.
Right.
And she's like, oh, you know, she knows that because there's still feelings there between them, that that's why they still go through this. But if you know it's still feelings, why did you even think to bring another dude to your baby daddy's party?
The tit for tat. She wanted to get under his skin.
That is ridiculous. You do not do something like that. I don't understand. I thought it was so disrespectful that she brought somebody else. I was like, now it's different if you at the party, he's there, he's flirting with you, you know, you kind of okay.
Bring a home girl. If you need some backup, bring a home girlfriend, not a guy friend.
That was disrespectful. And Ford called her out on it. And he was like, she was just talking shit. He basically was like, all right, well then pay your own bills and got my house then, since you want to talk all this, you don't got to listen to me. And so she kind of was like, okay. But she thought about it like, how can he threaten to put me out? And knowing that I have his son, knowing that I'm here and not, you know, whatever.
You gonna put your son out?
But you talking all that mess and you can't pay your own bills. See, you need to shut up, because why would you even be bringing somebody else to what you doing? Like, I don't understand what she's doing. I'm trying to figure this out. You can't pay your own bills, but you want to bring a man to your baby daddy who paying your bills party. He needs to be a secret until he can pay your bills. He's a secret.
Keep it on the low.
He's a secret, boo. She trying to date and her baby daddy is paying her rent. You gonna bring him in the house your baby daddy is renting for you?
While the cameras is rolling. Go ahead, Dre.
Do you think Chicago Black Ink is a hit it or quit it?
It's a hit it for me. You know, that's my heart. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
Chi-Town.
This is just Chi-Town. I can't not watch it. I can't not watch it. I've been watching it since the beginning. But I will say, and don't y'all Chi-Town, y'all listen, I love y'all, but Black Ink in New York, it was the best. It was just the best. Like, and I'm sad that it's coming to an end, but Caesar, I mean, he did what he did. It was disgusting. So I understand why they ended the show.
Yeah.
But I did like Black Ink New York better. I did like it better. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, maybe because I just know it was like the starter show. It's almost like Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Like, that was the first one, and then the rest of them are just kind of like, that was what it was. The Chicago, only because I live here. I'm like, a fan,
right.
But I do feel like, dang, New York, it's gonna miss something without New York. That was, it brought a little different flavor to me.
Yeah, because now Chicago carrying the whole name.
So what do y'all feel like about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Y'all like this week episode?
Kendra's so damn phony. Kendra's so damn phony. Oh my God.
To find out what we said last week, I did not say to her. I said, what did she know?
Over there acting, lying, crying, like that she crying tears.
And now she got Bambi mad. Now Bambi mad too, because Bambi like, so do you think when she came over to my house, she had a whole phone call with Jock? Like, who is Meta? Who is Meta? Meta's like,
confused. Me. Like, don't you know who Meta is?
That's not even a common name. Okay. You don't know more than one person named Meta. If somebody say Meta, you know exactly who that is.
I was thinking, if I was Bambi, I would just stay out of it. Look, that Jock and Meta and Key and Kendra and everybody else do their thing. I would have stayed out of it. Wasting my time. I got 3 kids. Wasting my time over this bullshit.
When you already told her. Yeah, she didn't do anything about it. Let it go.
But this is where hurt people get involved and wind people up, right? Because really, that was Erica. That was Erica in her feelings about her marriage falling apart, and Safaree doing stuff behind her back, who put the battery in Bambi back. Like, girl, you better tell your friend. You better tell him right now. If that was me, you better tell me. And so Bambi started being like, oh God, am I being a bad friend if I don't, tell her? Because at first Bambi really was going to stay out of it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But then Erica put that battery in her back like, you need to tell her. You need to tell her. And it was like, Erica, you stay out of it because you need to just worry about your own household and the divorce you're getting and what you're going through.
Yeah, I feel like.
Okay, how y'all feel about Shekinah at Spice's event? Supposed to be the ceremony, hosting it. Don't know the name of the outfits of the clothes and stuff. and then Shekinah and Carly Red is arguing over the microphone.
First of all, she needed to give it to Carly because she was thoroughly messing up that whole entire hosting gig.
I wonder if she was a little buzzed.
I was like,
and then she said, well, Jock was with Amita. This is a fine girl. I was like,
why would she say that as this woman walking down? It had nothing to do with the outfit. Like, she was so messy.
Yeah,
and everybody was just kind of like, where did this come from? But that's what she do. Shaquana, I saw her. I watched her when she was on TI and the Family, whatever that show.
Right.
So I already know what she do and how she do it, baby. She's a mess. That's how she is. She say whatever come to her head, and she don't think about it, and she just go with it.
I think Spice thought she would be like good comic relief, and she would be, but doing something like that is not.
Carly, personally, I would have gave it to Carly. That's who I would have.
Carly would have at least been professional.
Yes.
She would have knew how to pronounce the name of the line, and she would have left the personal business out because we don't need to know that Mita is the ex-girlfriend of Jock or whatever the hell she announced.
Exactly.
And I do think that it was interesting because Mita really was like, she did kind of say that she was still messing with Jock in 2020, and then
she nodded her head. She did like this. Carly was the ones. Carly said 2020, and she went like,
yeah. But then you kind of backtracked, and then you were saying all these different stuff. Right. And she's like, oh, I'm trying to protect Jock. Like, girl, what? You already didn't expose it now. So what is your point? This is why you on the show.
This is why you on here.
Raggedy relationship you had with the plantation buck, because that's what I call him, because he wherever he go, he want to have a baby and he want to stick.
He want to plant seeds. He want to plant seeds everywhere.
He is still on the plantation. He is a breeder. He do
the
not
original Nick Cannon.
Listen, Jock, you're off the plantation. You do not. We are free. We are free. You do not have to have babies with every woman that the white man tell you to sleep with. I don't understand. Like, he act like he's still a slave. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
And all that.
Like,
putting all that child support, and you putting all that child support, because she did say, Kendra crying, I've been in child support.
Yeah, like,
what'd you say now?
What? You paying Jock's child support?
That's what I'm not doing. That's what I'm not doing.
That's what I'm not gonna do. You gonna you better sing "Meet Me at the Crib." It's going
okay.
You better sing that till it never is a hit again, because that's how you gonna make your money, baby.
Exactly.
I'm like, what is Jock doing?
What y'all think about Love and Hip Hop Miami? I watched it this week. And Amara. Girl, you a single mom. Girl, let's say you a single mom. I'm so sick of you and that man. I'm just sick of you and that man. And Shay and her mama, when Shay told her mama she was getting beat up, and her mama was like,
that hurt my heart.
I said, now I see why she didn't tell your ass shit.
See, I saw them on Fix My Life with
me too. I did.
So I saw that they have some deep issues. The mom, she is emotionally disconnected completely. I don't understand how you can not have any sympathy for your kid. But
Shay said that he beat her. She tore her car up, tore her computer up, and she was like,
well, I mean, she kind of felt like, why was you in that type of, like, it was like she was judging her almost.
Yes.
Like, like she felt like
I'm not gonna never tell you nothing. Then I was like, why you tell her? Because she clearly, her emotions have not changed.
No,
I was happy that she did have the moment after talking to Mama D, that she did tell Shay that she loved her, and she didn't just like say I love you. You know, she just was like, I'm proud of you. Like, she spoke her own words. It seemed sincere to me. You know, but we all know. Well, she didn't think that it was all the way. I think she thought that she meant what she was saying, but that it has to be backed up in the future with action. Yeah. And we haven't had no time for no actions yet. So it's kind of like, okay, you saying that, and I actually really do appreciate it, but we gonna see, how you feel. But I bet if anything, the mom need her own therapy. Yes. The mom needs to be in therapy herself, because to me, she was treated like that as a child, and she learned that from somewhere, or something happened to her where she had to emotionally disconnect in order to survive whatever trauma she went through.
Just got remarried. Remember, Shay, mom and dad was not together. They just got remarried.
Right, they did. Mm-hmm.
So she was by herself for a long time. Her mom, the mom and dad decided to work things out and get remarried. Yeah. Even though they're back together, Shay and her the situation with Shay and her mom is still not together. She even talked to her father and said, we're still working on her.
Yeah, let's work on it. Yeah,
right.
He's still working on her.
It's just, I mean, that was heartbreaking to me. I think a lot of women of color, Black women for sure, have experienced like that with their mothers, and it's stories that I hear a lot, not just with Shay.
A lot. Mm-hmm.
I hear, like, I have girlfriends whose mother have never said she loved them, never gave her a hug, didn't know how to display emotion. She never saw her cry and stuff like that. And I do think it's something that a lot of women of color go through. And I think we do need to learn to be vulnerable, because I even told my husband, like, I'd be like, I'm not resilient. I don't know why these people want to tell me. I need help. I'd be like, no, I need help. I'm not resilient. I will cry in a damn minute. Like, do not look at me like my back won't break, because yes, the hell it will. I do not understand why we were taught to, I know slavery had a lot to do with it, and I think it just kind of passed on, but I'm like, no, we need help. We vulnerable, we cry, we get sad, we have emotions, we love our kids, and we need to show it more. And I think a lot of us in our generation is breaking that cycle and exposing that's something that happens.
About her daughter, she said, my daughter's gonna know she's loved. I'm gonna tell my daughters every day.
Right.
I
tell my daughter all the time, because it was definitely not something that was said in my house all the time. Like, we ain't just be like, I love you and give you a hug and kisses. Like, in my daughter, she's really emotional. And because I was brought up like that, I used to be like, why do you want to kiss? Like, what? Okay, girl. Like, okay, give me a hug. Go.
I'm the same way. I didn't like that shit.
I had to learn. I had to literally learn, because my daughter needs it. She needs me to hug her. She needs me to tell her I love her, and she needs it more than I guess I wish I had that when I was growing up, but I didn't. I didn't learn how to do that. So it's just a different time. I don't know. I feel bad for Shay. I do.
So the big thing is Atlanta Housewives, the reunion. Did y'all see that? Because how they treated Marlo, and how I understand Marlo so much better than I ever did, and how she wanted to be wanted, and how even I felt sad for her when she said that she was going to foster home, and she told one people that the lady was too strict, and the lady got rid of her. And I felt that was so sad that the lady got rid of her, because she said she was out there telling everybody. And I was just telling one of my girlfriends who's a foster parent, and she's like, girl, you know that shit happened all the time. And so I was just thinking, it's sad that people get irritated that kids say that, but I was just feeling sad about how Marlo, they don't understand. Kenya be acting like she got most of the problems herself, but Marlo,
and then too, she remember had the other lady who had a daughter, and then she said, I thought that was going to be my forever home. Yep. And then the daughter started getting jealous.
Yes.
Of Marlo. And so her mom, that mom was like, you got to go.
Yeah. Cause I mean,
that's
too much tension in the house. Mm-hmm. I never knew that about Marlo. I never knew her story. So it was really good to hear her story and understand her a little bit more. I don't know about excusing her behavior, but I do.
No, she do go sloth on you. Like, she do bring the claws out.
Behavior. I'm not saying I'm excusing her behavior, but let me tell you something. I do want to know where somebody comes from.
Yeah.
But showing that behavior, because it's somewhere that she just didn't grow up with that. She's acting out for some reason. Yeah. So I would let her know why she's doing it. And now I know. And now I feel like why that peach was so important to her to have, because she even told Andy, I wanted that peach. I really wanted it. I wanted to be wanted. I really wanted it. And she kept.
And now she feel like she's somebody.
Right.
And now she feel like she's somebody. Like, she went all around the couch. And when you think about it, where Marlo came from and how she grew up, like she said, now I'm sitting on the couch, with, Sheree, the original, one of the original Atlanta Housewives, and Candy is a Grammy winner, and Kenya is Miss USA. Drew got a singing and an acting career. What's her name? Got 4 gold medals and a bronze that she don't talk about. But Marlo doesn't have those personal accolades, right? And didn't have access to get into those areas of life that the other women did. Yeah. And so even inside, I think sometimes she didn't feel deserving. And so having that external validation helps you sometimes to be like, you know what? I do deserve this.
Yeah.
I want it, but I do deserve it. And 2, it's nice for the other ladies, I think, to know all that stuff, because then it can show them how to deal with her. Yeah. Because I have always thought her and Kenya, the tension comes from the fact that they have so much in common. They are so much more alike as far as their childhoods and being unwanted than they are different. Yeah. And I think the fact Kenya always comes at her because Kenya sees herself, and she's kind of especially when she being vulnerable, Kenya be want to be stop acting like that or something.
I think because Kenya tried with Marlo, and then off camera, Marlo says some things about her baby. And I think that is the problem that Kenya specifically had. That's what, if you watched Candy's show, because Candy have her little show, Candy talked about what Marlo said about her baby, basically saying that, Kenya's baby wasn't her real baby because she had a donor egg.
A sperm donor.
No, a donor
A
egg.
donor egg.
So
that's not even her baby.
It's not even her egg. It is Mark's sperm, but
we all knew that she had a donor egg.
No, I did not know that, and I think
I did. I knew she had a donor egg,
and I don't think
I didn't know that.
Me neither. I did not know that.
When she went to Barbados, in that clinic, she used a donor egg. Y'all didn't know that?
No, she didn't say that though.
I knew that. I knew it.
But
I did not know
Marlo
that.
exposed that.
Spilling all the tea tonight.
Yeah, but Kenya did get it removed from the show, and Andy did not air it. But Candy talked about some of the things Marlo said, and they were very disgusting things. So I think if you say something that low about somebody and they're trying to, they got into it, but if you go that low,
come on now, Kenya has.
But even before that, a long time ago, I mean, the whole time they always go to low blows.
They were kind of cool because on the first episode, she invited her to her little dance thing, and when she was doing Dancing with the Stars, and I think she was trying to be cool with Marlo, and then,
okay, we got Married to Medicine. What y'all think about Married to Medicine?
Married to Medicine, they about to get into. It's been a long time since they got this close to going to blows.
Yes. Yeah. It's Toya friend comes on there, and Dr. Heavenly spilled the tea because Dr. Heavenly said on her show, YouTube channel.
Well, she said she was trying to protect Toya. She was like, I didn't want Toya to be blindsided by the BS, which was cool. I thought that was smart.
But I don't know if I believe Toya is sleeping with the neighbor. I just don't know that because I just don't think she'd be that dumb to do that shit in her own backyard.
So.
I just don't.
I think that maybe somebody saw her flirting, and maybe they started that rumor. I think that sometimes people start rumors with a little to no information, because Toya can get a little touchy feeling when she get drunk, and she can be a little bit, and maybe she was flirting, and that may be the extent of it, right? And then now it didn't turn from her flirting to now she didn't slept with somebody. So now it's a whole rumor about Toya having extramarital affairs. And I know that pissed Toya off, because when she heard that, it was like, but Toya was being obnoxious before that. She's very
I just don't think that Toya done that. I don't think
I don't think she did that.
The friend is on there to start some shit. The friend is on there to filming. Even Eugene was like, "Why she over here anyway?"
Because she's trying to be on the show. The
Quad said she invited her. Quad said she invited her.
She's been
and Quad was being messy too. Y'all know Quad was being messy.
Well, they said that she tried to be on the show, and Andy hasn't picked her. For some reason, she just hasn't been able to be casted on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I think that maybe I'm talking about the friend that was with and I think that now she's trying to bring this story out so that it's like, okay, that's a reason for them to put her on the show. But it's like, baby, you can't just make no claims about, and I don't know, people are reckless when people's marriage and stuff and making claims. Like you shouldn't be doing stuff like that, but people, they don't respect marriage no more. They don't care. They'll say you slept with somebody. Be like,
right, out in the open at a party, like we gonna discuss this right now, or y'all just discussing this at dinner. It's like that was rude and disrespectful. But I do think
who was she fighting? Who was that?
It was Toya's friend.
Oh, it was the friend.
Yes.
It was a friend she brought.
The girl brought. Okay.
Right. But Anila, I guess Anila was mad. Like Toya do take cheap shots sometimes. She do under her breath say a lot of stuff that don't necessarily need to be said. And she does act a little shallow sometimes.
Yeah.
She's like
super
she a little,
shallow. But I'm so confused. Why is she acting like her fashion is just so? I mean, she dressed okay. I ain't never seen nothing
right.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, I gotta get that. Right.
I think Dr. Jackie dressed better than her. I don't.
Yeah. I do too. Toya don't.
I'm just trying to figure out why she think her fashion.
I was cool with that. But what y'all think about Marriage Huntsville? It came back this past Saturday. Marriage in Huntsville. What y'all think?
Love and Marriage Huntsville. It was good. I'm glad to finally see the newer couple get busted out by the therapist. Old Tiffany and what's his name?
I don't think Tiffany loved Lewis. I really
you
think
don't think she loved Lewis?
I think she loved what Lewis can give her.
They were so defensive. They were.
I think she liked Lewis because remember when Tiffany told Melanie about her first
that it was about the coins, that it was about money.
So I feel like she loved what Lewis can give her and her lifestyle. Not that she's in love with him, what he can give her.
But they were so defensive, like everything that the therapist was trying to say. Yes. She just kind of left when the phone call came in, and she wasn't taking no accountability. I was like,
no.
Tiffany, like you did that. I mean,
she was lightweight rude about it too. Them being professional therapists and it being a professional setting, she was kind of rude about it too. Like, well, the other couple wasn't here, so why would I be here?
She was very rude.
All to time out to be here, and you got to do a work day. It's like she don't want to work on her marriage. Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't feel like she's there to work on her marriage. She's there.
Well, I don't think she wants their real issues to come out. I honestly don't think she does. I think,
and you would think you would keep your mouth shut about other people's relationship if you don't want nobody talking about yours.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
I'm like Kimmy with that. If you don't want nobody talking about or scrutinizing everything you do, then don't, because it's not going to be a deflection. What it's going to do is it's going to cause all attention to go to, okay, so you want us to look at you. What are you and Lewis doing over here?
Yeah. And I mean, Kimmy,
and it's like now y'all want to be.
Kimmy was calling her out though.
Kimmy
was calling her out. She was like, no.
I think Marriage in Huntsville is a hit it.
I think this season coming up is going to be real good. And, you know, I really do. And I think I'm proud to see, you know, Marceau and Tisha sticking up for their marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like more. Like Marceau
is the strongest bond. It seems like they have the best communication when you see it in the retreat setting, because it seems like the things that they were going through, they really was able to kind of work together and figure it out. And the other couple struggled a lot. They struggled with a lot of the exercises. So it was good to see that. Tisha, like, we've been together 17 years. I mean, like, put some respect on her name. I feel her. I feel her.
Like, that's one thing it annoys me to the T for somebody to try to tell me about something in my marriage and then be like, holla at me when you get 2 decades in.
Okay.
Like, holla at me. Nothing, you ain't where I'm at.
I wouldn't fix my mouth to tell nobody that's been married 17 years nothing about their marriage.
Leave them alone. They seem to be
me being married. Like, I'm so humble, like, because I know how tough it is. I'm like, I just want to hear what y'all got to say. I ain't giving y'all no advice. Like, I don't know what to say.
It's like, or if you do, it's like, say, this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is what works for us, or this is what we're doing over here. Maybe it'll work for you.
Yeah.
But to get to, like, they was like literally calling other couples out.
Right.
You know, like, you need to pay more attention to your wife and you need to do.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You just showed up on set. Like, who you telling what to do? And y'all been married like 5 minutes in the grand scheme of things.
And Tiffany and Lewis act like, I mean, they be telling
y'all leave y'all spouses. Okay, so what do you got to talk about?
Yeah,
I could care less with Tiffany. I didn't like her ass in the beginning.
So I don't like her.
So so we're gonna be ending this show, but we got an honorary mention. We did always talk about Lock Up and Love. Did we talk about all that?
Yeah, Love After Lock Up.
So the Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh yeah.
Our honorable mention.
Yeah, y'all don't watch that, do y'all?
I do watch it. I didn't watch it last week, but I do watch Beverly Hills. Yeah. I think Kyle need to stay out their business. I can't stand because Switzerland need to be Switzerland over there in the corner.
It's a lot going on with Miss Erica Jane, you know, because
did she losing her money? Did she lie about money?
In this last episode, it was found that she owns a pair of $750,000 earrings that was allegedly purchased with the money that her husband had taken from the victims of the airplane crash.
Yeah.
And so the newspaper had put it out there and the blogs had put it out there. So the cast was kind of like everybody was kind of like, if you own
Right.
these earrings, why not give them back? Why not
Right.
turn them in? Because at the end of the day, it would just show that you have some sort of empathy and that you know, whatever. And it would help some of the victims, right? Recover some of the money they lost. Because a lot of, you know, the victims, they just never received their settlement. Because Tom Girardi apparently, allegedly
just kept
all their money. And so he was buying Erica all these like elaborate gifts, and she refuses to give those earrings. And she's like, I will see my day in court. I am not going to turn over anything unless a judge tells me that's what I have to do. And so the ladies was like, why do a judge got to tell you? Just do what's right. And she's like, listen, I'm in a legal battle. You don't, you know, anything that I do, I can be judged for, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. It could be an admission of guilt for her to do that.
Right. And so she was kind of like, I'm not doing that. And
right.
And so she's like basically saying that, you know, she doesn't believe that there's any real victims of that airplane crash. Like, so she starts saying stuff, and the ladies was like, stop it. I cannot defend you. You're going too far. Like, the stuff you're saying is like, it's going too far. And she was just like, she would not stop. She was just kind of like letting them know, like,
I really can't. To me personally, I can't believe Bravo got this shit on her. Got this shit on this show, because I really would have fired her ass. Tell you the truth.
Yeah, because
she couldn't do the show. Because it just
acting a fool.
That y'all got bad taste and you hire bad people, and knowing a victim that her husband stole, and y'all got her on the show. Man,
they got her on the show, and she is basically like showing no empathy, no sympathy for them. She says she does not believe they were victims. It's alleged that they were victims, and she, I mean, really profited off of this like crazy lifestyle.
Yeah, she did.
And
she got to start her own businesses. She got to create herself into a big star. Erica J. She got to travel all over the world.
I mean,
doing what she wanted to,
winning large settlements for people. And he would, instead of actually paying the victims, he would just keep, you know, telling them, oh, the check is coming. But really, he was putting it in a personal account, and he was really spending their money, and he was spending all the settlement money. And so now he's claimed this dementia, and he's claimed all of this medical issues. And so now I think he's going to literally get out of doing out of it. I don't think he's gonna ever have to pay. He's claiming broke. You know, Erica, she divorced him. Like, they have this whole elaborate scheme.
It's a whole elaborate thing going on.
It's really
just a hit it, or you guys can be watching this show.
Like, I'm gonna be watching it. I still watch it. I it's a hit it for me. Like, everybody has their own little thing going on. Even Crystal, you know, with the thing with her eating disorder and stuff. Like all of that has been really really good to me.
And I mean,
interesting.
Garcelle, you know,
Garcelle has been great, and you know, Cherie is on there now as her friend, and Cherie's actually been good.
Yeah,
Cherie is actually like
ex.
Yes,
just
she's actually added something, a little layer to the show. I like her. She asks good questions when she's around the ladies, and she has good comments and stuff. You know,
that Diana,
I like her on the show.
That Diana, she a firecracker.
That Diana, she a firecracker.
Ooh, she ain't Diana. She
don't play.
She will go off on you in a second. But she has gave Sutton a hard time this season. I feel like her and Sutton just bumped heads, because Sutton also is not a pushover. Sutton will.
She's not.
She will talk her mess, and she'll say some stuff back. So it's a really good show. I mean, it's good if you know, want some diversity, and you don't always want to see the same old people, because, you know, Love and Hip Hop, like, all of them be on every show, skipping shows. You see them on this show. And so that's a new cast, you know, and then it's ladies that's, you know, living this luxurious lifestyle, and you kind of got to see how it all goes. Kathy Hilton is on the show, and you know, her husband.
She's hilarious.
Hilton.
Let me tell you, Kathy is hilarious. It's so
Kathy.
nice to see Kathy, somebody who, I mean, she richer than all of them. Okay. She don't need to be on here at all. But she is on here having so much fun.
Yeah.
She went to go hug Garcelle one time, was like, I thought you were Kyle.
Garcelle was like, I never got that.
Really?
Before.
I didn't know I was short and not African American.
Well, Kathy has her own tequila brand. And so on the show, she's been trying to promote her tequila brand that's out. And so at this last episode, Lisa Rinna was like, "Ooh, I want to taste the 818. My friend Kendall Jenner made this tequila." And so Kathy was like pissed because this entire show was
supposed to be about her tequila, and you mentioned somebody else's product that's not even on the show.
She mentioned the 818 that Kendall Jenner has put out. So she was like, "Oh, I want to taste it." And then she was like, "Ooh, it's so good," and all this other stuff. And so Kathy, she was so upset. But she is not the type to be confrontational or catty, or she's very like old
ladylike about it.
Old money.
Yeah, she's ladylike about it.
Old money. So she just like left and she left.
Ladies, we about to wrap this up.
Oh, okay.
You know what? If you got questions in the Facebook questions in our Facebook Tea Ladies chat, please give us a comment, how you feel, what you want to know, and how we feel about some things. And check out our TikToks. We put them on our TikTok, so you can check out the clips from the Tea Ladies. We got a lot of things coming up, and just enjoy the show. Leave your comments at the end. We would love the feedback from you guys. We would love and see how y'all think about.
Yeah, any shows y'all want us to talk about or something like that. Yeah, let us know.
Let us know.
Don't say good night to you guys and have a lovely evening. Okay?
Good night, guys. It's been cool spending another Friday with you.
That's right.